And hello, my sexy muffins, and welcome back to another video. In this video, please listen to the full intro because it has spoiler warnings, trigger warnings, and content warnings. So please listen to the full intro. Now let's do this. Intro part of its number one is the spoiler warnings. This is for season 2 of Yellowjackets, so there are spoilers for that. And now there is also season so sorry, my brain just froze. And also now the trigger warnings. The trigger warnings are for episodes 5, 6, and 7. They are very, very, very triggering for anyone with complicated births or loss of babies and children, because it's a complicated and hard birth on uh on the during the episodes 5, 6, and 7. 5 starts the contractions in a snowstorm. 6 has the complicated and traumatic birth that leads to a still unalivement of Shauna's baby. And also there is the episode 7 with some aftermath that punches you in the gut emotionally. So those 3 episodes, please be warned, there are triggering stuff for that if you have gone through that or are very emotional. So please keep that in mind. And final warning is content warning. Content warning, other than the traumatic birth scene and that stuff, is that there is unalivement in this of harmies and stuff and all that, and that it is leads to them having and also leads them to finally eating each other, which is something of people eating other people, which I do not condone in real life, but it's a part of the survival of the show. So content warning about that, harmies of consumption. Now let's do this. Season 2 of Yellowjackets, episode 1 and 2, is basically where Shauna is playing with, not playing in the adult fun time way, but playing in general with what's it called? Sorry, brain fart. Is playing with Jackie's body, posing her, doing her makeup, all that stuff, because she is grieving that she lost her best friend and that Jackie froze to unalivement because of her. This ends up for them finally on episode 2 to 3, where they turn and they lost their humanity a bit. And there is a reason because of this, because their brains are not so developed and stuff. Like at 25, your brain starts developing. They're more impulsive and equal with the starvation and just the smell of the cooked human meats, that it ends up them giving in to their reasons. And it's actually a really good design of how they do it and such, because of how what sorry, my brain is frozen, how the coach Scott, the handicap coach who lost his leg previous season, reacts to them consuming Jackie's body. One sec. And that is what leads them to having Jackie consumed, and they just basically eat, because her body was to be cremated because it's too frozen to bury the body. So they were going to cremate it, and it instead had the snow fall onto her body and basically slow cooked her. So yeah, very gross, very grotesque. And that is where their turning point is, where they are no longer the people that they were before this point. They have given up a part of their humanity, and that's what they left. Like Jackie symbolizes when she was unalived, that their connection to their lives before has been severed, and they're part of the wilderness now. As this time goes on, Misty is getting close to another friend who she ends up unaliving because she thinks they're best friends and they don't keep secrets from each other. So she tells this girl, I can't even remember the name, that she was the one that broke the transmitter and why they've been in the woods so long. Of course, the friend doesn't take this good, and it's a betrayal. And Misty is the unfortunate reason that she fell off a cliff and unalive, but she still did not want anyone to consume her body. So she instead tries to hide her body, but it isn't found for some reason that is a good thing to note. And at this point, Shauna is very close to giving delivery, like she does in episode 5, starts to have a contraction. It's a snowstorm. Misty just unalived it, and it shows that the girls are changing because they are like, if if she didn't make it in the snowstorm, the girl that Misty unalived, they could at least give her body and not waste it. So they're at the turning point that if someone does unfortunately passes, then they are at the point they will actively choose to consume them. So they are changing to survival, wilderness, cult type of stuff. And now that it is in the wilderness and such, as this is the wilderness part, I will do a part 2 of when they're adults and what's going on with that, because that's a whole different issue. But anyways, that they are is fully in the wilderness and such. As it continues, Shauna gives birth, and the baby does not make it, unfortunately, but also fortunately, because the baby would have starved, because Shauna wouldn't be able to produce milk, and it would be just another mouth to feed. So it's one of those gray areas. It's terrible, but it would be better so the baby didn't suffer. And that is terrible. And of course, Shauna is going through it and she feels terrible. Also, she got really creeped out by Lottie because she said their baby a lot. That it was like all the team's baby. It was really creepy and touching Shauna while she's pregnant and asleep. Very creepy and unhinged. And and it even gets worse because Shauna has a nightmare that they ate her baby, and she's in postpartum. Basically, she's going through it really bad. And I again warn you, episodes 6 and 7 particularly, trigger warnings. So anyways, so Shauna beats the ever loving poo out of Lottie, and I don't have any gifs of it because it is so graphic and brutal, but okay. Anyways, that is what happened. Lottie sacrificed herself, put her hands behind her back so Shauna could get out this repressed anger and loss of losing her child. And Lottie took it like a champ. I give it to Lottie. She took it like a champ and it almost unalived her. At this point, Lottie is actively coming to the end of her existence, and they realize they need meat to help her survive. So they make the decision as a team that they will draw cards, that a deck of cards that only have one queen in it, and whoever gets the queen ends up being, well, made to be the food. And that is it. And Natalie unfortunately gets it. Oh, Javi is back, by the way. We found Javi, and he's back. He found a secret place to hide and all that stuff. We'll get to that in season 3 as well. Sorry, coughs. In season 3 as well. Anyways, so as this continues, it happens that it's my tongue twister, that Shauna and Lottie, sorry, my brain just completely farted. Anyways, that Natalie gets the card, and she tells Shauna to face her as she is unalived. But Natalie runs because she doesn't want to be consumed. She runs. Javi tries to save her because Travis is dating Natalie, so obviously Javi will try to save his brother's girlfriend, and they run onto the ice to get to the secret location that Javi was surviving in all this time. And it is all good. It's Gucci. It's good until Javi falls in the ice. And they were chasing Natalie because she was the one that was chosen. So that means she is the consumption. Anyways, it happens that Javi is chosen by the wilderness. That's how they call it. And Misty gets Natalie to let Javi succumb because that way he can be the food. And that's what is the closer to the climax of season 2. And they agreed on it, and then they get Javi's body before it sinks into the water, and they just take it, and Shauna takes care of it, removes the clothes, and cuts off the food that they would have. Very gruesome, very bloody. And that is basically what happens. Now, the symbol is. Oh, actually, I forgot the finale. Coach Scott has found where Javi's been hiding, and he wants to save Natalie before she becomes like the other girls because she's not like them. Natalie says she's worse because she let Javi unalive in her place, so she did not become food. and that makes her worse than the others because she chose to let someone else come to it just so she can survive. Anyways, that is all that happened, except for the finale where Coach Scott possibly set the cabin on fire. It's not confirmed yet. I don't know. I'm not going to spoil it for me, but the cabin burns down, and now they have to survive in the wilderness with making their own stuff. We'll get to that in season 3, but that's basically season 2 of the wilderness part. We'll do the part 2 with them as adults. So, my thoughts on it, my thoughts and all my stuff on this are that it is very good. Like, this series is becoming one of my favorite. Sorry, I had to get the battery. My computer's dying and I don't want to cut off audio. One sec. There we go. It's plugged in. Okay, so one of my favorite series. It's becoming even over the anime ones. So, what favorite series? And oh my god, the plot twist that happens during their adult stuff is good as well. You'll have to watch part 2 for that. And my thoughts on it. It shows that they are becoming more wild and more. This is finally when they start sacrificing people to survive, and it becomes very cultish. Like, the season 1 was them accepting that they're in the wilderness, and now this is them accepting the cult life of surviving in the wilderness and all that stuff. And Natalie also is made the queen because in their eyes the wilderness chose her to survive, and that she is now their queen. So the symbolism around that is that the wilderness could be a supernatural entity, more of that in season 3, so wait for that review, and that it's possible that there are supernatural effects and that it is choosing them to hunt and stuff. But is it really? That's the question. The point at this is their life has turned around and they have come to survive the way they have to. And it's just going to get more gruesome and brutal as time goes on with the various hunts and stuff that they do that we saw in the first episode. Anyways, all of this is good. All of this is amazing. The show is amazing. I would 100% recommend it. What faults does it have? I think it has a couple of faults here and there, which are unfortunate, but also it has some really, really good scene stuff in it. And also, the fall of Shauna becoming an angry and very aggressive person as time goes on is shown very well. Like, and also, the best thing they did is because they did not eat Shauna's baby after it passed away. Because there's a thing in our minds with psychology and stuff. I don't remember it exactly, so I might be wrong. But when you see a baby in a mud pile, your mind's not, ew, gross, I don't want to touch that. It's, oh, I have to take care of this little innocent life. Same with kittens and puppies and etc. Baby animals are naturally cute in a way that they have developed over evolution and stuff to survive and such, to be like, oh, I have to take care of this life. And that is what happens with it. So it's very actually factual that they do that. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoy. Once again, I can definitely recommend this. I hope that you all joined, and I hope that you all stay for part 2. I know these videos aren't my most popular videos, but I love making them as well. So if you want to check out part 2 of what happens during the time 25 years when they're adults, comment that, not comment, but just come back for that video. I hope that you all enjoyed, and stay sexy, all my sexy muffins. Bye bye. D D D D D D D D D D D. Secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro baseball bat. Welcome to the secret outro, and the secret outro question of the day is: would you be able to do it? Consume someone? Life or death situation? Probably would if I was like in this situation. But there are 3 people in the world I could not consume, and any children I have I would not be able to consume. Obviously, that is my partner. For never, I would choose to unalive before that, and my mom and one of my sisters. My other sister, maybe, because we have a very bad relationship. But those are the 3 people that I could just never bring myself to do it, even if life or death. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed, and stay sexy on my sexy muffins. Bye bye.